Government is currently working on a study to develop the country's critical minerals strategy. South Africa has large reserves of two critical minerals, manganese and vanadium, allowing the country to play a bigger role in the battery storage sector. Now, this formed part of conversations that were held at the Investing in African Mining Indaba underway in Cape Town. Dr. Thabo Mashongoane, Chief Executive Officer of Mining Qualifications Authority, joins us to expand the conversation. Dr. Mashongoane, very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, talks around the country's critical minerals strategy have come under sharp focus at the Mining Indaba. As these talks get underway and all the other conversations come into play, what has stood out for you?
Good evening, Paul, and good evening to your viewers too. What stood out for me is the emphasis and the focus of this year's Mining Indaba, which of course said future-proofing African mining today. And that simply says to us, it's beginning to hit home in Africa, to say how best can we industrialize mining in Africa, and how best can we then future-proof our communities, particularly those which are in the space of where mines are located. And also, how best can we then prepare our young people, the new entrants, into this economy? I mean, for me, it says it all to say we're taking mining quite serious.
Mm-hmm. And we know that mining and the mineral sector remains a key factor to the South African economy, be it directly or indirectly. Different industries somehow intersect with mining. What opportunity does that present? I mean, as you speak about young people, as you speak about future-proofing the industry, what are the opportunities that can be seized there?
There are many spin-offs from, once a mine is established in an area, it will then begin to catalyze number of other side economic activities. I mean, for an example, you then have to put up roads, you'll have to put infrastructure and other businesses that then will support mining activities. But for us in the Mining Qualifications Authority, as one of the sitters, we're looking at how best can we then prepare our new entrants, those coming from universities, as well as TVETs and other spaces elsewhere. How can we prepare them to then participate in these economic activities by skilling them, by affording them proper training and ensuring that they are ready to enter into the space. But for the nearby communities, there are many other spin-offs because we see mining as a driver of economic activities within a particular location. I mean, for young people, we are saying, how best can we then empower them and capacitate them with technological advanced skills, issues of digitization. These are the things that we are looking into whilst we are addressing the current challenges in the mining space.
Yeah, well, mining is crucial for the economy and really development in that space. We know that it's also a pivotal sector when it comes to fostering meaningful community development. What kind of role should mining companies be playing more of in the communities they operate in? Because there's a huge opportunity for them to act as an important catalyst for change and growth.
Yeah, very interesting question. I mean, just today, there was one of the commissions that actually looked into how then to support, the communities around the mines by providing relevant skills to those communities, not only looking into the skills that are required for core skills for mining, but to say, what else can mines do? There are a number of role players, which was a bit comprehensive for me, to say they raise issues of collaboration, to say forces and leaders within mine communities, together with the mines, must then sit together and agree as to the needs of a particular community, which will then be dictated to by those communities. So this simply says either communities, small businesses will spring up because of the economies in the space, and as well as other livelihood kind of activities that can take the communities forward beyond the lifespan of a mine. So for me, it's something that is very, very important, that we need to take active role as communities in the mining space, but not only nearby mining communities in that space, labor sending areas. I mean, take an example in our country, we have the Eastern Cape. It is not the only province, but in the main, it is a labor standing area for the labor force in the space. What is it that we as the mines, as well as, MQA, what is it that can be done for those labor standing areas to stabilize the communities, to ensure that even beyond the lifespan of the mine, communities are able then to still continue with their lives?
Of course, we can't touch on communities and not, make mention of artisanal mining, which has really been a hot topic as we consider Stilfontein, as we consider, Lily Mine, the bodies that are still trapped underground is still a conversation today, 9 years on. And the calls to formalize artisanal mining operations have heightened. What is the direction and the sense that's come out of the Indaba as thought leaders in that space like yourselves come together?
Yeah, indeed. Like I said earlier on, that the focus of the Mining Indaba is future-proofing African mining today. That is inclusive of artisanal and small-scale, mining, which is quite important. It plays a crucial role as a driver for livelihoods particularly in the rural areas, as well as in the mine community spaces. So it's something that at a policy level, our country is working very hard to ensure that this formalization of artisanal mining, but as we speak, we know that legislation regulations allow small-scale mining in our country, and we see women in mining, we see young people in mining, junior miners in the space being supported by our country. So there are still, of course, ongoing discussions and debates around formalizing artisanal mining, which sometimes, if it's not been taken care of, it ends up mushrooming as zamazamas and so forth. So we are also learning as a country good practices from other countries that have actually been faced by similar challenges. You are spot on. We need to continue focusing on how best can we assist our artisanal miners. For me, from a skill development point of view, my aim is to, and my question is, how best and what kind of skills can be imparted to these people so as they are able then to also sustain themselves. It's a very important topic indeed.
And as we look at some of the gaps around planning, sustainability, safety, and so forth, and South Africa being known to be mineral rich and listed as one of the largest producers of platinum, coal, gold, and so forth, where are these gaps and the opportunities to better the space and ensure that it does continue to become a big boost to the country's economy and create jobs?
Yeah, you're speaking also of issues of safety, issues of various subsectors in the mining space. Of course, mining operates through different spaces as it delivers various commodities, because others will be diamond, others will be gold, as well as platinum. Now, all of these subsectors operate differently. Their operations are quite different, and therefore they would need, different technologies. And we've seen that, space of providing advanced technologies. The biggest question is, how safe are the miners going to be? How best can we ensure that a miner goes back home at the end of the day, wholly and safe? So these are some of the questions that we are grappling with in the Mining Indaba, but even in our country, ongoing issues. For an example, my sitter is entrusted with issues of occupational health and safety together with other public entities in South Africa. So we are doing whatever we can to ensure that mining activities, safe environment, safe conditions are created. That's why we're also going automation as well as digitization, and so as fewer people will get down underground. For now, we are still labor intensive in the mining space. So we're working towards digitization as well as automation.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time this evening. Of course, rounding down that conversation, Dr. Thabo Mashongoane, Chief Executive Officer of Mining Qualifications Authority, expanding there on some of the big conversations at the Mining Indaba.